Mhm. Hello, hello. Kill the Bottle Podcast. Eddie More, aka the Yum Yum Foodie, and of course, Senorita Megan Elizabeth here with me. Hello, Megan.
Hi.
We got to really work on your.
That's it. I think it's the same every time.
Yeah,
Hello.
I think you should just do that every time you go do stand up. They announce
I
it,
do.
and you just fucking hi.
Hi. That's all I have to say. I do that when people say
Um,
good morning too, because I don't like good morning. I don't like when people presume that I'm having a good morning.
yeah, maybe they're just encouraging a good morning. They don't. I don't maybe they're not presuming, Megan.
So, good morning. And I'm like, is it?
Well, I mean, that's fine. That's a loaded question for you. Unlike most people.
Are you asking? Or are you telling?
Good, Sorry if I have like an old dad cough right now, but it's been a crazy week of weird like sinus illness, randomness. Yeah. So
Yeah, I
I'm
was sick.
you were sick, I was sick. I went to go visit my dad in Miami, which, Miami's Miami. It was fine. It was great. I haven't given a dad update in a minute, but it is called Kill a Bottle Podcast. Megan is drinking. What are you drinking, Megan?
Screwdriver.
Screwdriver. I am drinking coffee because it's 8 in the fucking morning here in Los
Yeah.
Angeles. I'm
It's 10
drinking.
o'clock in the fucking morning here in
Yeah,
Nebraska.
yeah,
I
yeah.
win.
I yeah. Megan is in the good land, in the heartland, in the
The
corn land.
heartland.
Yeah, you like that? I seem very I don't know, very yeah. Megan is in the heartland. She's
Oh,
what? Oh, well, you get to see the video. Just the reaction of Megan's face when I mentioned the heartland. Yeah. I mean,
Nebraska. Dead.
isn't it,
What's the dead center of the country? Where is that?
isn't I
I
don't know,
think
isn't
it's
that
where
where,
I am.
probably emotionally for sure. That's
Emotionally, for sure. Physically, my mom
yeah,
said right about here.
yeah. I'm in full like morning robe attire. I'm dressed like I don't know, I'm dressed like Hugh Hefner in my own house. I'm just walking around in a robe with slides
You are
on.
get dressed. It's only 8. I mean, people at home are like, really, Eddie? You're in a robe at 8 o'clock in the morning on a Friday. Life's tough for
Yeah.
you.
Yes, it is. I am on a robe, in a robe at 8 o'clock in the morning on a Friday.
In your
It is.
garage, that's a bar.
That's right. I'm in a robe sitting in front of a bar that is not a fake
That
background.
is a
Yes,
real bar.
that is a real bar. And the only oddity is you not asking for a shitty shot of tequila. That's the only thing that's missing right now is you asking for terrible tequila or what's my worst bourbon,
Well,
really
my
just keeping
favorite
it on
question,
brand.
if anyone's
I
watching
love
the video, they can see my mom sweeping behind us. No,
yeah,
you can tell. It's so
which is
funny.
so funny. So Megan's mom just made a cameo in the background there with
My mom just made a
her dustpan,
cameo. Her dustpan.
which is I love it because I expect that from a like a Latino mom. I did not expect that from your mom. That makes it even better. Yeah, I think
Yeah.
your mom is an honorary Latino mom.
Oh,
That's
you're an
really
honorary Latino mom, he says, because that's he did not expect that to happen. That's what would happen in those houses. She said,
um
"Thank you." On time, but you're
yeah,
my mom, so yes, I came from a clean family,
absolutely.
even
So
though I'm messy.
yeah, that's what I was about to say. I was like, had she been
Megan the
to your
mess, and her
apartment?
mom is cleaning behind her. Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. The one good thing about parents visiting or anything is like your place is always so much cleaner when they leave.
Hmm.
It's kind of great. I mean,
That's what my
I
mom's really known for when
going
she
to your place
visits
and
any of
cleaning.
us. Well, she will just, yes, yes, and she'll organize it. She'll clean it up. She makes you question where you put things a little bit and like, why didn't I think of that?
Yeah. Oh, look at
Why didn't
that.
I
And
do
then when
that?
she leaves, you put it right back where you
I
had it
like when
before.
she folds my towels so they look like hotel towels.
Does she make like little towel animals,
No,
or
towel animals should be her next thing. I
she could
mean,
always get
high
a job on a
expectations.
cruise ship doing
I
towel animals?
mean, towel animals. Get on it, mom.
Um,
She says
so
she draws the line.
yeah, I mean, it's been an interesting couple of weeks here in LA. Last night, I don't know if you got to see any of it, but last night was the Fireaid concert.
Yeah, I
Um,
did watch it.
yeah, it was I don't know, I thought it was great. I thought it was really touching and moving, and it was there was like an artist for everybody. It
Yeah,
was
there
it was
was.
it was really cool to see the visuals of the audience and some of the first responders that were there. And then, you could see Dad singing along with the Black Crows playing, going to California, um, with Slash, which was just incredible. Going to California Zeppelin cover, and then you got the kids singing to Olivia Rodrigo, and I don't know, it was just really moving. What'd you think
Yeah.
about it?
Um, yeah, it was good.
It was
There's
good.
there's there's a part of me that always thinks that there's been massive fires. I know we had a really massive one, but I mean, sometimes in podunk places where like nothing really exists and then their whole life is wiped out. And I'm glad we're doing it. It just, this did affect a lot of celebrities because they live in that area or they live here. So I bet that's an easy pull, I guess is what I want to say. That's an easy,
No, I mean,
because if it was Nebraska, for instance, you couldn't be like Dave Grohl and your daughter and and Katy Perry, can you guys get to Nebraska and do a benefit show? It's an easy pull, but I'm glad
I
that
mean,
it can happen because we need it.
it's an easy pull, but the amount of people, it was so many that they had to get two different arenas. So for, folks listening at home, if
Yeah.
you didn't see Fireaid, it was so last night I was in my head, not realizing what was going on yesterday. I was like, oh, I'm gonna go visit one of my favorite places in Santa Monica called Birdie G's. And then I'm watching the morning news and like Good Day LA or whatever. And they're like, oh, tonight is the Fire Aid benefit concert. I'm like, oh, cool. And then all of a sudden they're like, oh yeah, it's at the Forum and at Intuit Dome,
And
which are so there's a pocket in Inglewood, California, close to the airport, where you have SoFi Stadium, which is the beautiful state-of-the-art stadium where the LA Rams and the Chargers play, and they have huge concerts. Then literally next to it is the Forum, and then literally next to that is Intuit Dome. So you have all, and that's where like the Clippers play. The Forum is a concert base. It is anyway. So I was like, fuck this. There's no way in hell I am driving on the western side of Los Angeles yesterday. But anyway,
mm,
I ended up staying and going to Highland Park and checking out
the
all the
Clippers
places.
play it into it dome.
The Clippers
Oh
played
yeah.
into a dome.
My
Yeah,
dad
yeah,
was
yeah. So
asking and he just popped in. So I was like, Eddie confirm.
I,
Yeah. Yeah.
I, I love how parents are just like, oh, no, let me just ask right in the middle of what Megan's doing. Let's just get right in it. But no, I appreciate your dad. If anything, you're bringing your dad some joy because the last time I saw your dad on video, you were divulging like lesions in your mouth and talking about what that
Ah!
means. Yeah, exactly. So you know what? At least it's a positive. At least it's a positive question from your dad. Um,
Yeah, I didn't see all of them. I liked I liked Gwen Stefani towards the end. I just felt like she was really struggling to sing her own songs. Did you watch her? She looked
I
so
watched No
young. She looked
Doubt.
so cute. And they all look the same except slightly aged. I can't believe they have that much energy, but she
Yeah.
just seemed out of breath a little bit.
Well,
I was like, and
well,
I can't judge.
she's
I
like
would be way out of breath if I was doing
she's
that.
50
But
something years old and she's
she's
wearing
like
like,
56.
yeah, I mean like hello. Like
Yeah.
I was just with my father last week and my dad giving a little update on my dad because I do get asked about my dad a lot from listeners. My dad is, he's my dad. He's his disease is progressing, his Parkinson's, his dementia, his Alzheimer's, all the above. But my dad is 83. Um, Stevie Nicks is 76 years old,
Yeah.
and
I saw her
and
too.
she was moving around pretty damn well. I mean, she's not Mick Jagger, who's almost my dad's age, who's like fucking running around the stage like a vampire. But I was like, Stevie Nicks, yeah, okay, her voice doesn't sound like it used to. But shit, dude, she's 76 years old, moving around. Her house
I
almost burned
know.
down to the ground. That is, and I don't care that she's famous, regardless of that. That is traumatic.
Great.
Um, I don't know if this
I
has
agree.
happened to you. I when it was happening to when the fires were happening right down the street from me, it felt like a movie. It didn't feel real, even though I'm seeing fire, even though the wind is blowing everywhere, even though a friend of mine came to stay with me because they were evacuated and they're crying in my living room. It didn't seem real. And then little by little, I've had these moments of realizing, of course, I'm realizing how lucky and fortunate I am that nothing has happened to me or my home or whatever. But my gosh, I've gotten like emotional more and more so, like little by little, as time progresses. I don't know if it's like a dealing with trauma. I'm no psychologist. I have no idea how that works. But it's pretty wild, Megan. Like now I see some of the stuff, or I'm watching the footage yesterday where they're showing the little video pieces of the teacher talking about how she saved money for 20 something years for the down payment for her home, and she moved in 6 years ago and it's all gone, and she's like getting choked up. And or the kid that was up on stage with Miles Teller, and he's telling the story of his parents' condo in Pacific Palisades that they've had since the 1970s, that they got from their grandparents, and how both of his parents are disabled, and they carried his mom down five. He's not a rich person that lives in the Palisades, you know.
Hmm.
And I'm seeing these stories,
Were they
Megan,
doing
and
that on purpose? I just feel like okay, that's awful. I mean, it's awful if you have your house burned down. I'm not trying to put down any of that, but I'm also looking at that stuff and I'm like, were there just people that had their houses pulled down, or was it this poor kid who can't see, and was it this person with all these disabilities? It felt like very like let's it's
well, I
already
mean,
bad. Let's make it sound even worse than it is.
well,
And I'm
no,
I'm
no,
just saying
I
it
think at
felt
the
like
end of
a
the day,
pile on.
well, no, no,
There
let's
were just
let's
normal people that lost their homes, and that is terrible in itself.
uh
We can just say that.
150%, Megan, 150%. But at the end of the day, it's a telethon. They're trying to raise money to help even
That
the
will
the
help
normal
raise
people,
money. Yeah,
and that's gonna you're trying to do the best job to raise as much money possible.
you're right.
So,
So it was a
you're gonna
pull.
put
You're gonna
you're
pull.
gonna put the most compelling stories that you
Yeah,
can, and the most tear-jerking stories that you can.
yeah.
They're not gonna put people on there who, when I introduce them to the show, they just go, "Hi."
Like me.
Yes,
But
exactly.
I was
Thank you.
just evacuated, nothing damaged.
Nothing, nothing.
Can you imagine if I got on that stage and that was my story? I was like, 1 week ago, I was evacuated. And then I went back home in the morning. Thank you.
And
That
and
was it.
everybody, you know
I'll
what?
be the
Everybody has
worst
their story.
fundraiser.
Everybody has their story, and there is trauma behind that too, Megan. I mean, you almost lost your sacred dildo. Thankfully, you took it with you. If you
Why would I
packed it
have
with
done?
you along with your diploma and your
And my
passport.
dog's
So,
ashes
and
and
your
the
dog's
passport.
ashes. So which I mean, at the end of the day, you could have gone back to the apartment. They would have still been ashes. Like it really. So you would have
Oh my
not.
God. That reminds me, you'll like this story because there's
Yeah.
Allison Rawson, who she was a sidekick on Adam Carolla's show a long, long time ago. She's a comedian, and her mom just died right before this. They should have done her story.
Oh my gosh.
So her mom died, and I think they were in the Palisades, and her mom's body was at the mortuary there. And
Uh-huh.
so she's trying to tell us the story, and she is being very sincere, but at one point she says, "My mom wanted to be cremated, so I think we don't know, she might have gotten her wishes at this point. We don't know." And I was
Wow.
like,
Yeah. Yeah.
oh my God. But luckily, they had a plan in place, this mortuary in the Palisades, and they had a plan to get all the bodies to a different second location. But no one knew. No one knew. So
Yeah.
she was like, we were supposed to have a funeral. The funeral was canceled. We don't know where my mom's body is at this point. So those stories, oh, those are crazy to
Thankfully,
me
we
too.
know where your mom's body is, and it's in the background sweeping somewhere in your place, in your somewhere in Nebraska. You know how cold is it over there, Megan? So I can feel better about me because it's cold as shit here in the pecking
Well, the
room.
door's open because my dad wanted to cool off the house and I was freezing. I
What?
know. That's the look I gave them. I was like, okay,
That
open the door. It's like right behind me and I'm freezing.
that is that is some white
It's
people shit
what's the
right there.
temperature?
That is like
He's not walking behind me. I know. He came up. Don't open the door. My dad came out, no pants.
why is your dad
That's
walking around in no pants in front of you? What is
He's
this?
polishing his shoes. I don't know. We're all
Okay.
this is my family. But my mom was like, don't go behind her.
No. It'd be your family if your dad's polishing his shoes with vodka. That would
With
be the
vodka.
telltale sign that it's your family.
No, I'm
Um,
dying.
Megan is coughing up along. Any update on your neighbor's situation? I mean, Chef Dom really took it upon himself to chat about your neighbors. Do we have any updates on your upstairs neighbors, Megan?
Well, I'm moving.
Oh, okay. Wow, that was quick.
I know. Well, the upstairs neighbors got really, really bad. And they got super drunk on Saturday, and they had a very loud party, and it had started at like 6 o'clock, and they got several angry calls to security about it, and you could hear people come out in the hallways. And then it went on until 10:30, and that's when I called security. And then they rebelled against me when security went up, and they came down and started hitting my door and kicking my door and pounding on the ceiling. I found out like there was more retaliatory things that happened in between there to them, but I it was just I told I don't feel safe. Like if they see me go into my
Yeah.
car, they're gonna damage my car, that sort of thing. You know what I mean? Because they know what my
Yeah, yeah,
car
yeah.
looks like. So I don't. I'm just over it. I'm gonna be on the top floor. I read on there's a bunch of Instagram comments about my old videos from my old buildings. And there was some, I usually don't take Instagram comments to heart, but they were like, maybe it's you, or it sounds like you're a Karen, or like blah blah blah. And maybe it is me. And maybe I need to just be on the top floor if I'm gonna be somewhere. So I specifically am moving to a top
I
floor
mean,
place and
maybe
testing my theory.
you're an adult and you're respectful of your neighbors. I don't know if
Yeah.
that's not necessarily being a Karen. I mean,
Maybe
um,
not. I just when I'm not sleeping for months at a time, I get angry and angry and angrier, and
oh,
I'm livid right now.
that explains so much. So now I know it's just lack of sleep. Got it. It's not.
On top of my
Yeah.
regular anger.
Oh, got it. So it's just compounded
Yeah.
anger. Understood. Okay.
Yeah. Nuclear bomb
Understood.
anger.
Well, that's a
So
good look.
yeah, my
Okay.
neighbors. So I'm gonna
I
move to
have a
top floor.
I have a TV show that I started watching that I'm obsessed with, and I'm late to the party on every TV show. So I'm actually kind of grateful that I'm late to the party because there's two seasons, or I don't know if the second season is finished. I just started watching it. Have you ever seen the show Silo on Apple Plus?
Yeah, I've watched them all.
Okay. All right. I'm fucking obsessed. That is a really damn good show.
It's
Yeah.
weird, isn't it?
I mean, I don't mind it being weird, but without giving too many things away, it's not like, she's in it, it's not about a corn silo in Nebraska. It is about an underground. You like that tie-in? It is about like an underground bunker. Think think a little bit of, let's say, Fallout, kind of, if you watch Fallout on
I
Prime.
love Fallout. That's
Fallout's
the one I
wonderful.
love.
But I would say a little bit deeper story, and it takes place not in the outside world. It takes place in this gigantic underground silo, and by gigantic I mean it's like the size probably bigger than the Empire State Building, but going underground. And anyway, it's pretty fucking cool. And I'm man, I really like this Rebecca Ferguson. I mean, I saw her in Mission Impossible movies, and I was like, man, she's gorgeous. Or I don't know if it was Mission Impossible or James Bond. No, Mission Impossible. I was like, she's stunning. And then I was like, all right, great. They put some hot chick on this show. And then I'm like, no, she is awesome. And she
Where
lets
is
us.
she from? Because her accent's very like she has an accent. I don't know
Yeah,
if
yeah, yeah.
they I
She's
because we
she's
don't know if it really is like an American accent in the show because we don't know the origins, but except for the last yeah, I don't know if you're there yet. There might be an origin
no,
story
don't tell me
coming,
anything. But
but
she's British. I just
yeah,
watched the first episode of season two. I think she's a British
I
actress.
can tell that
And
she's British.
yeah,
But
yeah,
she's a good actress. I love the acting, but it was definitely I was like, don't fake it. Let's just go British. Just go British.
Well,
It makes you
what's the name
hotter.
of the guy? Is it? It's like Sam something, I think is his name. He's a Australian actor, and he was in the one of the last Terminator movies. And his accent, it's so funny because he cannot like hide his accent, and he's trying to be an American. I'm like, dude, you're talking like this. You got to stop. If it, like Americans don't talk like that. There's few people like Hugh Jackman. Every once in a blue moon, he'll say something. And I'm like, oh, I heard your Australian accent.
Yeah,
There's
yeah.
few people like Colin Farrell who can just completely make it disappear. Colin Farrell
I
can
know. That's
he's so good.
amazing.
Yeah, he's one of my favorite. Anyway, so I'm kind of obsessed with the show Silo, and then the new season of Severance. I don't want to dive in, I don't want to get into it with people because there's always that show is just I think it's brilliant. But I've come to the conclusion that I don't think to me Netflix still is the best app, has the most amount of good content, but I think pound for pound there are like everything on Apple Plus is good. It's kind of I'm really impressed with it. Apple Plus is just like, wow. I watch these shows and I'm like, how the fuck are you gonna make this again? This is not cheap to make, you know? how many subscriptions, Tim Apple, are you getting to cover all that? Speaking of,
Yeah, it's a lot.
it's a bit. It's a bit.
I would maybe like once a year I'll get a subscription for a couple months on some promo and just try to binge as many shows as possible on Apple and then get rid of it for the rest of the year. And then
That's the way to do
next
it.
year do it again. Yeah, because because there will be times where there's nothing new. Or like I don't like shows that come out once a week anymore. Like I want to binge them. And
I
that's
know, but
HBO Max and Apple still do that. Like so you have to wait for the next episode and I don't know.
like
I'm an instant
Stranger Things.
gratification person.
When the fuck is that show gonna end? Like
Is
these
it
kids are
is it coming
all gonna
back?
have kids that are the Stranger Things age by the time, like, yeah, there's still the final half of the last season is supposed to come out, and like to finalize the fucking story of Stranger Things, and I'm in it. But by the time these shows come back, I forgot everything. I don't remember anything.
Handmaid's Tale is one of those. I don't like
Oh,
Handmaid's Tale
oh my
takes
God.
forever to get a
Oh, dude,
new season out.
it's driving me crazy. Has this happened to you where the new season starts, right? And you're not paying attention and you're so into the habit of skipping through the intro that
Hmm.
previously on blah 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 comes up and you
Yeah.
fucking press the button and you skip and you're like, no, I don't remember
No.
what happened the last three seasons. Shit. And then you rewind it and then it's gone. You can't
Yeah.
go back to the preview. Damn you. We need that button there. That happened to me. I don't remember which show it was, but I was like, no, I don't know what happened before. I forgot completely. The last season
Hmm.
was 3 years ago. That's where I think Squid Game did it right. Squid Game just came out with season 2, and then season 3 comes out in June. So it's still fresh. And then the final, that's it. Season 3 is done, and then Squid Game is done. Did, did,
I
did
didn't
you watch
like the
Squid Game?
second season as much as the first one.
Me neither, but I thought that it teased enough to leave me wanting to finish watching the, you know what I mean, the next few episodes. And I don't know if 3 seasons is the sweet spot. Maybe that is for Squid Game because you can't make the story longer. But I think 5 seasons is for a show. It's like kind of perfect. It gives you an idea to like of an arc of a story. You can go in a billion different directions, and you don't feel like they're rushing it in the last episode to tie up every freaking storyline, which drives
Yeah.
me insane. So and also 5 seasons means syndication, so the actors make more money. So I'm always I'm
Did we
always
watch did you watch The Diplomat on Netflix? Because I got into that recently and I really like that show
it,
with Carrie
it's on my
Russell.
list. So I do want to watch it. I haven't watched it yet.
It's really good. I love her in it. It's just not what you're used to seeing her do, and I guess maybe a little bit in her recent years, but it's really cool. I like it a lot.
I love
Hmm.
Carrie Russell, and I know we're here talking about TV, and I think we probably talked about it already, but I keep stressing to anybody that I get on the phone with me, I'm like, you guys watch Shrinking. Go.
Oh yeah, my dad and my mom. I literally texted them. I said, I think it was during the Christmas break. I was like, "Have you guys seen Shrinking?" And my mom FaceTimes me, and we were like both watching it. We're like the same
Oh,
season
that's
two
so cute.
episode. It's so good,
It's
and it's filmed where you are.
it is filmed in my neighborhood. It is. I'm
Hmm.
watching Shrinking, and I'm like, it. So I've been very lucky to meet a lot of famous people in my lifetime. There's a couple of famous people that I am dying to meet, and Harrison Ford is like at the top of that list. Harrison Ford is probably he's like the biggest icon of my childhood of movies, and like when I was a kid I wanted to be Indiana Jones. I wanted to be Han Solo. And in the show, Harrison Ford is sitting on a bench constantly on the show, and he has meetings with Jason Segel's daughter and whoever. They sit on this one bench in this park that is right by my fucking house. That is like
Yeah.
it's next to my favorite coffee shop in Pasadena called Copa Vida. And then I'm like, and then Harrison Ford is sitting in Copa Vida at my coffee shop. And anyway, I don't get excited about any of that shit. I would lose my shit. I would keep it internally, but I would lose my shit if I was in Pasadena and I saw Harrison Ford with his earring. I don't. I
Hmm.
love Harrison Ford. Anyway,
They're always going on hikes, and that cracks me up. Like because they're
and
always hiking
unfortunately,
in that show, and that's
those
California.
those hikes, well, those hikes are now gone. Those hikes were all burned up. Um, so I don't know I don't know what they're gonna do next season, but
Where they're
I
gonna
mean,
hike.
hopefully, I mean, I hopefully they integrate some of the storyline of what's happened in LA, you know.
Hmm.
And on a show like Shrinking, I mean, I'm not one of the writers of that show, but I think it's an opportunity to have somebody extremely traumatized by the fires, and to kind of to go through that process. It might help some people to see, to see that on a show like Shrinking that's so well written. Because I don't know.
I think there's enough tragedy on that show. I think that
I mean, it is
there's enough.
that show is so tragically funny. That's kind of the beauty of it, I think, is around all this tragedy, they find such great humor. I don't know.
But that's
How-
Jason Segel too. I mean, Forgetting Sarah
He's
Marshall
not
is one of my
Steven
favorite
Seagal. All
movies.
right. He's not
I
he's
said
not an
Jason
Jason Segel, not Seagal.
Segel.
Sorry. Yeah, don't call him Seagal. He'll start like doing karate and shit and have a long shitty
Segel.
ponytail.
I didn't say Steven though.
No, you didn't say Steven. No, I know. You said that,
um,
that's the brilliance of it is him.
oh, Forgetting Sarah Marshall is
Oh
one of my
yeah.
favorite movies, and it's about being tragic, like that sad about something, but funny sad. So
Yeah, that movie. Was there I mean, is there a song, Megan, that when you hear it can kind of that triggers some kind of emotional thing for you that
we've
it
talked
doesn't?
about this before. We've done this.
All right, well, fine. Because I,
Sorry,
I was
we have done this.
was there yeah, but is there anything new? Because
No.
I no, all right, well, I just found yesterday listening or watching that concert so many times, like I started hearing songs differently. Um, yeah, it was I don't know if that happens just as like becoming an adult, but you start to hear songs that you've been listening to for, I don't know, for me for 45 years. And then all of a sudden you hear them played at a concert like yesterday, or you see like emotion in people's faces. And I was fuck, I'm sitting there, my eyes were like welling up, and I'm watching TV, and I'm like, what the fuck? What, why do I have any feeling? I need to be like the Terminator. And that was not the case. It's been
Hmm.
a Yeah, it's been an emotional week for me seeing my dad. It's always so hard to say goodbye. Um, and I'm grateful. I'm going to see him for like 2 seconds on Saturday because I have to fly. I'm going on vacation and I'm flying into Miami. I have a layover and I'm going to go see him for an hour or two. But yeah, I'm turning into that like old emotional guy who like sees a banking commercial and all of a sudden, I'm like, why am I, why is this emotional? People are buying their first house, and why, I'm like, oh, I'm emotional for them. This commercial's working.
Yeah. I don't know what she's doing now.
Your mom is making cameos in the background.
Oh, she cleans these Airbnbs like it's her own house, and just stop it.
That's
Oh,
that's
she's toddler proofing the house.
tell her she's pretty much Cuban as well because Cubans clean the house before the cleaning person comes. So
Yeah,
it's
she always did that. When
yeah,
our cleaning lady would come and be like, "Why am I cleaning? She's supposed to do it." And she's like, "No, we have to clean before the cleaning lady comes."
clean before the cleaning lady comes.
Yeah.
Um, Megan, so they announced.
Well, we haven't had a what was her name? Doris. We haven't had a Doris cleaning lady long, 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 long time ago. When we were all
Well,
very young. My dad was working and my mom was trying to take care of us.
so I had a complete I've had a complete senior moment. There is and it's kind of a little tease to next week's episode because we're gonna release a little episode that was a bonus episode that I recorded at Bottle Rock last year. And
Hmm.
it was a fun little mini episode with Alex, the drummer of the Mexican rock band Maná. But they just released the lineup for Bottle Rock this year. And I'm having a real fucking senior moment, Megan, because I know all of the headliners except for one. And and this person's like the headliner on Sunday. And I have no fucking clue who they are. Maybe I know who their music is, but the name is like a complete fucking,
Who
I'm
is it?
baffled by it. So Friday night, good Green Day and Sublime are the two headliners. Like bravo, that's cool. Saturday it's Justin Timberlake and Benson Boone, two fucking, good, the great. Sunday, Noah Kahan or Kahan or Khan, no idea who the fuck he is.
How do you spell it?
Noah
Kahn?
and Kahan, no idea who the fuck it is.
Khan?
I don't
Noah
know.
Khan?
I mean, it sounds right,
I've
but I
never
literally
heard
have
of.
I have
Eddie
no
hasn't
idea who the fuck
either.
that is. And then Sunday, the
Do
other
you want
band
to
that's
chime in?
I love him.
Oh,
My mom loves Noah
We
Kahn.
saw him at music festival.
Music festival.
In Tempe.
is he a country singer? What is he?
More folk, a little bit cross between Lumineers and Mumford and Sons, but he's a singer-songwriter, indie folk rock who writes really great lyrics, just really. And he was on, the first time I saw him, he was on Saturday Night Live, and I was like, who's that dude? So if you YouTube his Saturday Night Live appearance, I love him.
There you go.
Mom, did you find him attractive?
Is he attractive?
Well,
I'm
anybody
Googling
who
him.
sings and plays guitar to me has got a little something.
So is he your hall pass?
No, because my
No.
dad sings and plays the
No.
guitar, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Does he have all of his hair?
Yeah, yeah. He does set up on his husband. However,
Uh,
my hall pass always will be and continues to be James Taylor because I'm old. So
James
Oh.
Taylor.
okay. Well, I mean, that's if you're gonna have a hall pass, that's James Taylor's a talented hall pass.
I would maybe James Taylor like 30 years ago.
Yeah.
Oh, my mom's into all ears.
But I am excited about the second artist on Sunday, Crombim, who is instrumental band. They're fucking awesome, and they have the most attractive bass player. Yeah, she is something special to watch. But anyway, they're super talented band. But anyway, I had that senior moment, so I guess you had it too, Megan. I had no idea who this guy is. And then the
No.
best part is the senior in the room knew who he was. Yeah, go figure.
He's saying that they have a female bass player.
Played with Jeff Beck for years.
Oh, played with Jeff Beck for a year?
Oh,
She was
Jeff
awesome.
Beck.
Yeah,
So-
we're getting into it.
Well, yeah. Mom's in, dude. Peanut Gallery is in on fire right now. So I'm kind of excited to go to Bottle Rock, but now I'm also like, this is great. Sunday, there's nobody I really give a shit about, so I can leave early. and avoid
Oh,
traffic,
okay.
You know,
Maybe you'll start listening and be really into it. Into
I mean,
Mr.
that's usually what I
Khan.
do because I drive up to Bottle Rock
Kahan. Khan.
and then I'll ask like ChatGPT. So I'll grab the list of all the artists, and then I'll ask ChatGPT to make me a playlist of all the songs I want to hear from all these people. And then as I'm driving, because now all of these music festivals, they have these great apps, and they have like an app that's aligned with every festival, and then you can actually in the app give like a little plus sign to who you want to see, and it'll start giving you notifications like in 30 minutes on this stage, this person's going up. And blah 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 blah. So while I'm driving up the 7-hour drive to Napa Valley, I'll listen to all the artists, and it's been fun because I have discovered some cool artists because of it. So yeah, it's cool.
Should I get my PhD before they get onto they're on to Chat GPT where they realize everyone's using it, so nothing matters anymore? Like a PhD, I'm thinking I should just go for it now while it's still new technology.
I mean, sure, but just remember how irritable you are without trying to get your PhD, and
Right.
try to imagine yourself the level of irritability while getting a PhD. Just
But
putting that out there.
with Chat GPT, I think it's possible.
Fair.
Like
I like that. I like
but
the
I don't
thinking.
think that will last forever. You know what I mean? I think that
Yeah.
they're going to realize they're handing out PhDs to people who use computers. They're going to realize that eventually, but not right now. I'm thinking I just need to get it done
they hand out
now.
PhDs all the time. Like, I mean, Bill Cosby has a PhD. So
Well, he was famous.
Right. But maybe they'll start handing out insta-famous PhDs, Megan, from
No, I think I need to jump on this, Dr. Megan.
yeah, is that what I like the
Yeah.
sound of that.
Dr. Megan the mess.
Ooh.
Dr. Elizabeth.
We're gonna have a rebranding. And hold on, wait, let me practice. Hello, welcome to Kill the Bottle Podcast. It is more, aka the Yum Yum Foodie, and as always with me is Dr. Megan.
Oh my God, I am so happy to be here.
Oh yeah, get that fucking PhD. If you're gonna sound like that, get the fucking PhD ASAP, like now.
It's gonna be so much more money. I can afford a mansion somewhere.
Megan's like, I'm in debt. Hi.
I'm already in debt. I might as well go for the PhD.
Yeah, man, go big
and
or
get
go
more money
home.
from the government
You know, fuck yeah,
and then
dude.
be rich.
Like, you know what? Really, just get all the shit you need to do. Get your PhD, whatever. Then just file for bankruptcy, and you're fucked for 7 years. But then that's great. You got a clean slate. Just do that. I don't even know if that
No,
works
I'll be
with
making
student
money
loans.
because I'll be a doctor.
Yeah, yeah.
I get paid a
But
lot more if I have a PhD.
it's like, hey, ChatGPT, how much money do doctorates make versus?
Right. During a
Oh
master's
my
or
God, this cough.
bachelor's.
Yeah,
Yeah.
this cough is totally kicking my ass. Um, so Megan, um, I forgot what I was gonna say because it's so fucking early in the morning, and I'm drinking
Yeah.
my vanilla. What is this like? I normally don't drink flavored coffee, but this is like the flavored Don Francisco's, and I do like it. It's like the caramel. I don't know what the fuck. I drink it black anyway, but it doesn't taste like artificially gross, even though obviously it's artificially flavored, but doesn't taste bad.
Good.
Is there
Good.
anything is it Kearney? Kearney,
Carney.
Nebraska? Yeah. Is there anything in Kearney, Nebraska that is um that you're like, oh, I can't wait. I want the fried chicken. Is there anything? Is there
No, I think my family's obsessed and my grandfather might have really liked it. I'm unsure, but this is always a thing was Valentino's pizza out here.
okay?
And I guess yeah, it's a pizza place that we always went to when we came through here and everyone talks about it. But
Uh,
oh, it originated in Lincoln
oh,
and
home
they
of the
sell it at
Cornhuskers.
Nebraska football games, which is what Nebraska has is the football team. So
Oh, I mean, that's true.
yeah.
That is
But
very
you're
true.
right. Like I should do a little if I was here for longer, a little deep dive on Carney. Do they have like the world's biggest yarn ball somewhere or is there some cool arch over the interstate?
The world's biggest yarn ball, I like that. Yeah. It's from National Lampoon's Vacation.
Oh, there's an arch that represents like the gateway of the pioneers. And there we were the only plane. There's an airport here. We were the only plane there last night. Yeah, when we were trying
Wow.
to leave in the car, I told my aunt I'm afraid that we are on the tarmac right now in the vehicle. There's no one else here.
The TSA is literally just one irritated TSA
Oh
agent
my god,
for the entire
the
airport.
pilot looked like she was 14 when she got off the plane. And yeah, there is no there is this was the best part. There's a carousel for this airport. You get off the plane, you walk 5 feet into the airport, and then right next to that door, there's like a a carousel that's this big.
Like a
It
horse
goes
carousel for like little kids?
for your bags. Your
Oh, got it.
bags, the baggage, and it goes, it's a
Yeah, yeah,
very
yeah.
small circle that circles that like you could go outside and be next to where they're putting the bag on and then hop inside and watch your bag go in, which made it, to be real, the most peaceful plane ride ever. And you know me, I always bitch about everything.
Yeah, I was really
Everything was
anticipating. Maybe it's because you didn't fly Southwest. That's probably
no,
why
I
you weren't
did. I did
bitching.
United, and I mean, I had a middle seat in the way there, but I didn't have to rush on because I knew where my seat was. So I was like the last person on the plane and didn't have to wait. And then it was an hour and a half into Denver, and we were early. And then my next flight was 4 hours later. It was on time, and we got our own rows. There's only four. There's only two seats per on each
Yeah.
side, and so I get my own two seats, and it was like it felt like a 45-minute flight from Denver to Kearney, and just beautiful.
I'm so
I
not
I
looking.
might come back and visit Kearney.
I'm so not looking forward to tomorrow. My flight leaves at 6:01 a.m.
From where? From
LAX.
oh, you have to
Six.
go all the way down to LAX?
I have to go all the way down to LAX. I got to get up at like 3 something in the morning, and get down to LAX and check a bag, um,
Yeah.
and hopefully sleep through a portion of that 4 and change hour flight to Miami. So,
It
and
seems
then
short for Miami, but I guess
Yeah, I mean, the one like essentially, I'm taking that flight so that I could see my dad tomorrow
And
for,
what
you
airline?
know, American. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
I knew that United charges like just to check a bag, which doesn't make sense. Cause so then I don't check my bag and I go up and they're in the gate and they're like, if you want to board early and check your bag for free, we don't have room for all the bags. I'm like, then why don't you just let us check it at the beginning? Why do we have to play this cat and mouse game of
I know.
oh and
I
right when
know.
they said that, I was like, here's my bag. We could have saved a whole bunch of time earlier on
Yeah,
this. I wouldn't have to drag it through the airport. I
I
don't
have
understand.
zero sympathy for like any airline CEOs and money, and like I have zero sympathy
I'm
because
over
they
it.
nickel and dime you on another level. But I was in San Diego on Monday, real quick before we shut down. Speaking of airline, and I flew back from basically I've been in Miami. I'll be in Miami twice in a week. I flew back from Miami on Monday, and Tuesday I was down in San Diego because we had this cocktail competition for a drink called coquito, which is basically Puerto Rican eggnog. And so it was like a big cocktail competition. There was like 8 different bars that participated in San Diego, and there was this one coquito made by this bar called Youngblood. It's this really cool speakeasy within a speakeasy in San Diego. If you can even imagine that. It's so cool. Like you go to this place called the Neighborhood. Um, you behind a fake wall of beer kegs, there's a bar called Noble Experiment. And then behind a freaking like fake refrigerated or door is another bar called Youngblood. And at Youngblood, they made this coquito that it had the airline cookies shredded on top. The Biscoff cookies, Megan. Do you like those?
Yeah. Yeah, I do like those.
Um, it was the most fucking delicious cookies I've ever had. And it was this like Scottish dude full of tattoos. And he's like
Oh
scraping Biscoff
wow.
on top. It was so motherfucking good. Yeah. Anyway, that was a really long story, so I could tell you that I had Biscoff in a coquito, but it's a show that we gotta suck up sometime. All right. On on that note, guys, so please like, subscribe. Thank you for spending time with us here on Kill the Bottle Podcast. It's probably like my worst exit ever. It's just literally my toes are frozen and I can't feel them. Um,
Yeah, I'm gonna close this door.
Megan's gonna close the door, while her mom sweeps in the background. This is really worth watching the video because it is just great to see Megan
And you
like
can't see my dad, but it's still
I don't
happening.
while he's polishing his shoes with vodka. That's great.
No pants.
No pants. What like what describe your dad's underwear. You know what I mean?
Nope.
Just
Nope.
sorry, I'm coughing. Damn it. I just
Would
sounded like
rather
I died.
not.
All right. So guys, please like, rate, review, subscribe. A special little short episode of Kill the Bottle podcast will be next week, but it's a little tease for the future coming with Bottle Rock. Anyway, Eddie Z, Megan, please stay safe out there. Have an amazing week. Megan, I will talk to you soon. Check
Hey,
it out.
how do I stop this? Oh, there it is.